Hi, Mark here from the Tangibound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangibound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangibound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangiboundNetwork.com and see if Tangibound Network is right for you.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swabs it with Earl so it glistens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier.
The boys will let you know when there's a Spurler. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language episode 365.
Sexiest podcast on the network.
I'm Brian.
Tony.
Tony, who's going to sound like he's on location at a racetrack or something.
Yeah, basically. Coming at you live, T-Town. I guess we're broadcasting more than just Toledo.
Yeah, maybe. We don't know.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh.
Good point. Yeah, man. Fury Road's been awfully furious tonight.
It really has been.
Yeah.
The worst have been the motorcycles or trucks or whatever. But.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking loud pipes save lives. Yeah, but they fuck up podcasts, son.
Yeah. Oh, I hadn't considered that. The whole industry gets rid of them. Yeah. These are right out.
Right out.
Did you guys hear the new Salty Language?
Have some podcast respect.
That needs to be on a t-shirt.
Yeah, I agree. It would be amazing.
Nobody but podcasters would wear it, though.
True.
Yeah.
That's fine, though, you know?
Yeah.
That means we can smell our own. It's like when Anonymous wears those fucking weirdo masks.
Yeah, true.
Like, oh, clearly that's a Guy Fawkes enthusiast or no member of Anonymous.
Mm-hmm. Or both.
Or both.
I guess.
True.
I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, here we is after I don't know. It feels like a while since we recorded, doesn't it? Or does it to you or no?
It does kind of feel like a while. Yeah.
Okay. It really hasn't been. It's been like the normal amount of time. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe because we were originally supposed to record yesterday and it all kind of like moved on until today.
Could be. Yeah. Very well could be. I've been messed up on day of the week all week anyway. So, I woke up on, was it Monday? I think it was, thinking that was, that I had to go in for an MRI, and I called and I was like, cause I woke up with a migraine. I called and was like, yeah, this is not going to happen because migraines and MRIs do not go well together.
What do you mean, Brian?
They're very loud. So the woman's like, we don't have you on the schedule. I'm like, okay.
Wow, you guys work quick.
Yeah, I was like, wow. And she's like, we have you scheduled for tomorrow. And I was like, tomorrow? And she's like, yeah, was it 24th or 25th, whatever Monday was, or Tuesday was. And I was like, I'm an idiot.
Imagine that, huh?
Yep. So then on Tuesday, my migraine still hadn't gone, so I called to cancel it again. But for some reason, I thought that I had 2 appointments that day, and they were Wednesday. So it's just like the whole week for me has just been wonky,
Jesus, Brian.
Just a mess, man. No, actually,
goddamn disaster.
Actually, I think I know what it was, which was the neurologist put me on a new medicine, and after looking at the side effects because I'd been feeling weird, like I had been nauseous for like 3 days. I'd been, I forgot what else, but I had a bunch of the side effects like from it, which is weird. Normally you get like the normal ones, the gravy leg, the headache, the dizziness, Yeah,
exactly. Tentacles.
Yeah, right, exactly. As one does. Yeah. And, but one of the, side effects of it can be absent-mindedness.
Really?
Yeah, and I totally was, man. Like, different times people would talk to me and I was just like, looking out at space. And then with the phone.
A shiny nickel rolled by.
Dude, seriously. Shiny things probably would have distracted me easier than normal. So, I was like, man, so I'm like, I'm done with this. Normally I give a medicine a week or so, but I'm like, this sucks. I don't want another day of this, let alone a week.
Sounds like hot garbage, man.
Right. Well, what's fun is the site I was looking at, which is one of my new favorite sites, drugs.com. Not what you think it is. Not where one goes. Exciting. Yeah, not where one goes for like, all of their illegal drug needs.
What young kid knows like, man, I'm gonna smoke pot. Drugs.com.
Sexydrugs.com was after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, old callback. But one of the potential side effects of this, and again, it's a small one, but it's still there, is that it can cause like irreparable brain atrophy.
That seems like a bummer.
I was like, and it's in like a tiny percentage, but it's like, I don't even want to put myself near that percentage. Like, I don't care how minute the chances. I don't want that. Like, I got enough issues upstairs.
It's like nausea, shaky leg, gray hairs, sleeplessness, irreparable brain damage.
Wait, what was that last one? Sleepiness.
Don't worry about it.
That was, yeah. So I decided, I'm done with that medicine. So.
Yeah, good call.
When I go back to the neurologist, I'm going to be like, you can take these and throw them right in the trash. Nah, not yet.
Oh.
Not yet.
Give him irreparable ass damage?
I am known for doing that. Let's see if the shovel fits.
Blade first.
Oh, of course. Oh, man. So yeah, it's been a pretty exciting week with, my brain not working right and
It sounds awfully exciting.
And
I don't know if it's exciting in the right way.
Oh, it's not. No. And, you know, to add to the excitement, he says sarcastically, our toilet got a crack in it. So our toilet's leaking.
Speaking of irreparable ass damage.
Right? And, you know, it's porcelain.
All
so
ties together, kids.
right? See? So, you know, basically what was happening is, you know, like when you flush a toilet, it you know, the tank refills with water so that the next time you flush it, it can, you know, flush the system. Well, every time it would fill with water, basically this crack was letting some of that water out. So I, like, literally, if I had to, like, piss, I'd go in there, do that, open the valve enough so that I'd have enough water to flush it, and then turn the valve back off. Otherwise, the floor was, like, it was leaking into this room that I'm in, which is on the other side of the wall. So that was fun.
I have a solution for you.
Fire?
That.
New toilet?
Or, because this is what I learned in my house. Late night piss situation, right?
Yeah.
You know, over the weekend, Jeannie was in Chicago. I'll get to that. I woke up at like 2 a.m, had to piss hard.
Naturally, as one does.
Yeah. Now, 2 a.m, and I have to like our upstairs is basically a construction zone right now, so there's shit in the hallways. I don't want to navigate all that.
Right.
It's amazing how easy a screen slides up at 2 a.m.
That's really funny, because I was going to say just hanging out the window. Correct.
Yep.
Nailed it. Yeah, I guess I hadn't considered
the whole
that.
time I was just thinking, I'm a genius. I should have done this years ago.
Why have I waited so long? Oh man. So yeah, that was a good time, but we got a new toilet in today, so I mean it was no Ferguson. It doesn't go bawoosh, but you know. What are you gonna do?
Is it the intelligent toilet for Bob's Burgers?
No, that'd be great.
That's unfortunate.
No. I wish I had a toilet that would tell jokes. That'd be great.
It would be great, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Warm up seats and stuff.
Sure. Yeah. That'd be awesome. No.
Fuck yes.
But yeah, it's weird though, cause it's smaller, and since I'm a large feller, it's weird to sit on because it's smaller. You know?
Fair enough.
So,
right?
Yeah, that's kind of odd, but whatever. At least I don't have to keep cleaning up fucking water.
Yeah, for sure.
So it was like rotating towels, you know? I'd get up in the morning, late afternoon, and throw the towels into, you know, a tote because they were saturated, you know? Throw them in the washer, put them on a couple spin cycles to get some of that water out. Huh.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, Brian, what you really needed was as seen on TV flex tape. Yeah. That shit stops all the things.
You know, it's funny.
I'm pretty sure they're flying a huge crate of it to Hawaii to stop all that lava.
That makes sense, yeah.
Not lava, lava.
Lava, right. That was one of the first thoughts I had, was because they have the tape, and I know we actually have some of the spray stuff. And I was like, well, could I just get underneath, you know, get somehow monkey under there and just kind of, you know, throw a couple coats of that on there and at least, you know, get us through till we could get a new toilet. And from the stuff I was reading online, I guess it doesn't work as well as you'd hope for that or something. I don't know.
That's bullshit. I've seen the commercials.
Right? I know, it keeps all the water out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that could be better is if you took one of those, like those copper grill mats and taped it with flex tape to your toilet.
Dude, I wish I was watching an infomercial the other night that's for this, you know, like those gel insoles for shoes that kind of are, they look kind of, I don't know what the word for it is. They're basically like like they're diamond shapes that you know, it's a stretchy kind of gel thing.
Yeah, like a honeycomb situation?
Yeah, more like that, yeah. And anyway, it's a seat cushion right? And it promises
trap all the ass.
Right. Well, it promises that you can sit on an egg and not crack the egg, and this kind of stuff. And I was just watching this. First of all, the guy who was selling this stuff, his name was Milton, and I'm like, I'm not fucking buying anything from some guy named Milton.
What if we call him Milty?
Milty, I would, yeah, but not Milton.
Yeah.
Forget it. I mean, Milton Berle, maybe, because it's like,
right.
Oh, it's Milton Berle, he's a famous guy. Or Milton Bradley, absolutely. And I mean the baseball player, not the game company.
Fair enough.
No. But this, I was just laughing through this commercial because, you know, it shows different stuff. Like, they're pushing this container down on top of the egg on the thing, and they're like, look, it doesn't crack. But they're not pushing with their arms. They're pushing with their, like, doing the, like, you know, in pro wrestling when somebody would do, like, the clamp on the shoulders, you know, to pinch that nerve, but they do more of it with their shoulders. That way they don't actually hurt the person, you know? That's how they were doing it. And I was like, look, I've seen enough work, you know, chokes that I know you're not putting really any pressure on this damn thing. So
what is this product called?
I can't remember what it's called. It's called Egg something. And it's
ass egg?
No, but it's just a seat cushion. But it's like, you know, in the commercials, you know how they always show uses for them, right? You know, it shows like sitting on a kitchen chair, you know, taking one to a baseball game when you're sitting on the bleachers. And I'm like, these are good uses for the product, right?
Oh, geez. Why did I click on that?
You know,
right?
Like kitchen chairs can be hard after a little while, you know. Bar stools, whatever, you know, bleachers at a basketball or baseball game, those suck to sit on for any length of time. So I was like, okay, this is, you know, whatever. But then they go and they have to show there's a guy and his wife sitting in their room, in their like living room kind of thing, and they're watching TV. They're sitting in padded chairs, but they also have this pad on top of them. And I'm like, if you don't have comfortable enough chairs in your sitting room, I mean, what are you doing? Like,
they want the double extra comfort.
I guess, you know, it's like great for hemorrhoids. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of, you know. Maybe Milton there's got some ragers.
Maybe the guy likes the hexagonal pattern in her face when he mushes her into it when he's banging her.
That's disturbing.
I was going to get the dice but my thing's all jacked up.
Oh, that's too bad.
Because my studio's chaos.
All right.
Sorry.
So then they go one step further in pissing me off, which is they show this woman like, you know, like you can tell she's getting into her chair. She's got the footstool out. She's got a chair set up. You know, just clearly she's about to have some leisure time as one does. You know?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Then she puts the damn cushion down. And I'm like, again, if you're going to sit down, kick your feet up, there was a love seat, I shit you not, 3-4 feet from her. Why wouldn't you sit on that?
Whoa. Slow it down. You got to have your hexagonal ass meat, whatever it is.
So, the real
Wouldn't
question.
It be great if it was an actual honeycomb filled with hornets?
Yeah, that would be interesting.
She just grabbed the wrong thing.
Right? Okay, so one last thing about this here that I thought was funny, which was at one point they have Milton decides he's going to sit on the product, and whoever the woman is going to sit on, like she's, they always have another person that they banter with, basically.
Yeah.
They can't get over how impressive the product is. So.
Yeah, right.
She sits down on just, I don't know, this like black pad thing, cushion. And then when they get up, he's talking about how it keeps you nice and cool while you're sitting. Which, don't get me wrong, if a cushion keeps you nice and cool, I'm listening. Cause...
Like sunglasses cool?
No. Like temperature cool, not like...
Oh.
Not like high-fiving him Top Gun cool.
I'm not sure if I'm interested now.
Oh, alright. Well, some people
I
don't...
assume all the Blue Angels have those cushions in their fighter jets.
Sure.
Because they're fucking cool.
Yeah, stay cool, right? So they get up, and all of a sudden he just grabs this like iPad and he points it towards like the camera, if there were a crowd, whatever. And he was like, see, he's like, the egg what to do doesn't trap any heat, but yours trapped all. And I'm like, where was this camera? Like, how did you get that thermal imaging that quick? And how did you get it on your iPad? And, because just showing it to me on an iPad without showing me it being recorded or any of this stuff, that totally couldn't be doctored at all.
Right. Check it out, Karen. I'm looking at your ass heat.
Right. Oh,
I
man.
find this offensive.
Yeah.
Shut your face. You're the co-host. I can do whatever I want. I'm Milton.
Oh, man. Anyway, the long and short of it was that I was sitting there as I'm just ripping this thing apart. I was just like, damn it, I wish this was you and I sitting in a bar, because I have so much fun when we rip apart infomercials at the bar.
Oh, man. Okay. I found it. I pulled it up.
Okay.
The Egg Sitter Seat Cushion.
Yeah, that's it.
Exciting.
Yeah, right?
Rated 3.4 stars on Amazon. Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm.
It's by the company Bulbhead. That's Milton's nickname for his penis.
Well, he didn't give it that, though.
Oh, okay. It's true.
Yikes.
Yeah. That's why he developed this cushion. So he could sit down after a rough night.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like, when they showed like a guy sitting down on the egg, and I'm sitting there going, is that to replicate when you're old and you sit on your balls? Like, is that what that's going on there? Like, you can sit...
two eggs down there.
Right? You can sit right on your coin purse and no pain.
No pain.
And it keeps you nice and cool.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
Well, I love Amazon. Number one question. Can I use this without an egg?
They did show people sitting on the eggs a lot.
That's amazing. Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, what was funny too, on one of them, he puts this egg in a plastic bag, sets it on the thing, and has Suzanne sit down on it. And of course, it doesn't crack. Doesn't break at all. And then he has her sit down on the black cushion chair, in which, of course, she sits down much harder. But, you know, and of course, it's just mush when she gets up, So.
Wow, the reviews are not too great.
Yeah, that's shocking.
For the Egg Sitter.
Uh-huh.
Lots of people and I might be just speculating.
Okay.
But the overwhelming negative I've seen is it's too small. Which makes me think these people have giant asses.
That's very likely. It's weird though, because in the commercial they had a couple robust people sit down and it looked adequate. So I don't know. But when the commercial I watched, it was if you call now, you get an extra one for just pay a separate fee and shipping and handling, which I'm sure won't be the same price.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Just one for each cheek. You're set.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just shove them in your back pockets.
That's a great idea.
You can take them wherever the fuck you want them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How cool is that?
Yeah. I mean, there was one use for it that I was like, oh, that's actually useful, except that, it's an easy prevention, which is they were talking about how guys sitting on their wallets creates back pain, which we both know is accurate.
Yes. There.
And it was like, if that actually alleviated that, I could see where that'd be useful, but just put your wallet in a front pocket or...
Yeah, I got a front pocket.
Yeah, exactly. You got a nature's pocket.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah, don't put your wallet in your ham wallet. That's a bad call.
No, that's right out.
That's right out. I mean, unless you want to.
Wow. The old Egg Sitter. See, I wish there was, and I'm sure there is somewhere, because there's 8 million TV channels out there. Mm-hmm. But if there was just a channel of nothing but as seen on TV products,
yeah, we
could easily turn that into a video feed.
Yeah. Dude, I would love to do that. Because it's funny, because as much as I rag on them and stuff, it's like, I really love watching them because of just how absurd they are,
Yes.
So, yeah.
I mean, my all-time favorite stuff is the moronic people like, oh, whoops, I got a milkshake and I just went through a whole sheet of drywall, or You know?
Right.
Yeah. I love that stuff.
Or I'm going to slice this
So
tomato.
absurd.
Whoops, I just put my whole fist through it.
Yeah, for sure. Watch me carve this watermelon. Oh boy, just decapitated the child.
Watermelon
Whoops
sharp.
a daisy.
Watermelon sharp, man. You got to watch out for them rinds.
Right?
Oh, man. So anyway, one last thing for the week. Sorry about that. So I'm not going to get into the specifics of this, but, well, actually, fuck it. I will, because whatever. So I got sent to a urologist. Okay. So,
hey, check out my dick.
right?
Like, Jesus, put your pants on. I don't even know your name.
Yeah. Well, it's like when
the front office.
I'm just getting ready. Yeah, they're like, okay, have a seat in the exam room. You just go in, drop trowel, and, sitting there, man spread,
Exactly.
Like, where's the stirrups? So I get there, and first of all, as I walk in at the desk, there's like a 14-year-old girl, and I'm like, this is weird. Like, I'm already going to see a urologist. This is extra weird.
Like, working the desk?
Yeah, because apparently her mom worked there, and it was a, bring your child to work thing.
That's bizarre world.
But I was like, a urologist's office seems like a weird place to do that at, but hey, whatever, She's working at reception. So they basically, all they were doing was having her, like, make copies and whatnot.
Right.
But I was still kind of like, I still kind of feel uncomfortable with somebody who's not employed here with the appropriate trainings and whatnot, handling my medical records and what
that is weird.
But whatever. It's really not a big deal, Because seriously, all she did was walk to the copier, make copies for them, one for herself, and then handed everything back. So, no big deal.
Right.
Anyway, so, I get all situated and I'm, got to fill out all this stupid paperwork, And I've never been to a urologist before. So I'm sitting there going, I turned 40 this year. I bet I'm getting a finger in the ass while I'm here.
Oh, jeez.
So, and I'm like, I'm not sure. Nothing guaranteed.
Bought an egg sitter.
So, I sit for a little bit. And then they call me back. I go in the exam room, and whatever. They didn't have me jump up on the exam chair. They just had me sit in a random chair that was in there. And, the nurse is like, okay, doctor will be in a couple minutes. I'm like, cool. Like 12 minutes later. And the whole time I'm sitting there and I'm just getting more and more nervous because anxiety, Again, I've never been to one of these doctors. It's just weird, all this kind of stuff, And I know by the end of this, I'm going to have a man fondling my balls. Like that's the guarantee. And it won't be me this time, So
right. Yeah, for sure.
We'll see how it goes. Anyway, dude, he comes in and he was just like, he's like, sorry to keep you waiting. He's like, it's a fucking madhouse out there. And I'm not exaggerating. Those were his exact words.
Well, I guess if you're touching balls and, knuckle shuffling assholes all day.
Right. Oh, I forgot to mention when I walked in, on the counter, there was a couple of things laid out and an open bottle of lube.
Naturally.
So I'm like, oh boy, speaking of irreparable ass damage.
Was it strawberry?
Passion fruit.
Okay.
Anyway.
It is romantic.
Right. Like, why are you lighting candles, doctor?
He comes in and hits the dimmer switch.
I hear
trying to set the mood.
It's like, I hear it's your first time. No. But anyway, so, we talked for a few minutes, but he was like talking about something and, he made a comment about, God, what was it? Oh, he's like, from what I've seen, he's like, on your records, he's like, seems like you might have low testosterone. And he's like, I could put you through all these other tests. He's like, but between you and me, they're just bullshit. He's like, so we're not going to bother with any of those. And he just kept cussing and he was cracking me up, so he was super lighthearted about everything, which definitely helps, cause, you're in there and it's like, what the hell's going on here? Why did my doctor send me to this guy? Whatever. But he was super funny and could not have been nicer. And like, you know, and then we're about done and he goes, and he said something, I forgot what it was, and then he's just like, okay, drop your drawers. Just matter-of-factly, just right, like, ends one sentence, goes right into, okay, drop your drawers. And I'm like, huh?
Right.
He's like, drop them. And he's like, I gotta take a look. So, you know, I drop him, he takes a picture, you know, and, no.
All right, up that way.
Yeah. Nice. No. Work it. So, you know, he, you know, does what he needs to do, you know, gives the old, you know, coin purse a jingle. And, then he's like, all right, pull him up. Let's go. and that was it. That was the end of the, you know, so he walks me up front and whatever. I got to go back after, cause I had to have blood work done for it. Which is fun. I went in to have the blood work done, which, by the way, is the third time within a week I've had blood pulled.
Wow.
So I've got, I don't know if you can see it or not, I got a nice little bruise on my arm.
Like, man, Stuart's an addict.
Right? So this last time I go in, the phlebotomist is like, your insurance may not cover this. She's like, do you still want to have the test? And I'm like, well, how much will it be? She's like, $280. I'm like, sweet Jeebus. But I was like, yeah, because, you know, if it is a low testosterone thing, that's not a good overall health thing for a, you know, for a gentleman.
Right.
So I was like, well, yeah, because, you know, really need to know the answer to this. So I was like, Jeebus. And then, so when I went in the other day or yesterday to have the blood pulled, like, she gets the vial out, and I was like, I'm like, while you're in there, you want to grab 2-3 more just in case? Like, we just keep them in the fridge or something.
Yeah, right.
Fuck.
A little after dinner chaser.
Yeah. And when I went to leave, she's like, you know, hopefully I won't see you again for a while. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Maud.
Yeah, right? No, she's not a Maud at all.
No?
She looks like she's like 23.
Oh. Wouldn't it be funny if she was a Maud?
Yeah, that's not her name, though. I know what her name is. That's not it, but...
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. So that was a good time. But yeah, you know, unfortunately, you know, no seeing how big his knuckles were, so...
Hey, that's a bonus.
I will say this, actually, is that he's a very thin man, so he didn't have very thick hands.
Dude, Jesus. not like my Indian doctor.
Yeah.
Just goddamn fucking...
Sausages.
Yeah, kielbasas. Jesus.
It's like, now you know what a corn dog feels like.
Yeah, right?
Oof.
Yeah. Brutal.
Dipping it right in your batter.
Well, that's a fun little experience for you, huh?
Yeah, right? Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
Pretty fun week, right?
Yeah, right? Nice.
Good times. Good times. Oh, I'm sorry. I have one last thing. You know, last week I was like, blah, blah, GameStop's website sucks, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, first of all, they hit me up on Twitter and they were like, hey, send us details, blah, blah, blah. They've never responded to me, so that's cool. But follow up on it. GameStop over here by me, a guy from there called another one, and they're supposed to be getting a Red Hood in for me. So,
oh, nice.
So it looks like everything will come up Millhouse. But there was another site that had a Dragon Ball Z pop, and basically it was the same thing all over again. Like it,
really?
Yeah, their site was crashed before they even put the pop out for sale.
That seems insane.
And the best advice they could give people was keep refreshing, because some people were getting through. And then eventually they were like, we're taking the store down for a little bit. We're going to see if we can figure out what's causing the problem. And they put the store back up. Same stuff. Just would not work. Like, it was one of those, like, you click next and it would just take you back to the homepage, basically. And, you know, of course, people are just getting madder and madder and madder about it. And, you know, of course, very, very many people were saying it's like GameStop all over again, because it was. And finally, they just took their site down. Like, the whole store or whatever, they completely took it down, and they were like, look, we're not sold out. We're going to see if we can figure out what's going on. Then we'll let everybody know what's happening, you know? The next day or so, I think it was, they posted a thing on their Twitter that was like, yeah, we're not going to put those figures back up because we can't figure out what crashed our site. And, of course, you know, everyone reached for their pitchforks and torches.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, it's, that is the third site I'm aware of that had that issue from these things. And it's like I was saying last time, it's like, these smaller sites need to realize how popular these things are. They've got to come up with a better strategy. Because this is making, like, and if I'm Funko, I'm on their ass about it too, because it's making them look bad. Because it makes it that, you know, people are like, well, why is Funko letting these small stores have exclusives? You know?
Right.
Target, no problem. Hot Topic, no problem with the website. You know? So anyway, yeah, it was fun.
The old internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess if you're gonna, you know, be involved in that particular hobby, you might want to, you know, get your server squared away.
I'm telling you, what it totally, and it has for years, it reminds me so much of Beanie Babies. You remember all the stories you heard about, like, grandmas shoving other people and other people shoving grandmothers and whatnot? It's close. It's very close. Like, people are getting furious when they can't get pops, and it's like, you know, the whole time you always have to remember, it's like, it's a collectible, it's limited. If it's a common, it's a different story. There's tons of them made, you know? Right. But the ones we're talking about, who knows? I don't know how many are made. They didn't announce numbers, but you assume they're limited.
Way less than the commons, obviously.
Yeah, and, you know, and people, even people who don't collect them, and people who don't collect them know there's value to them. So now you've got another ring of people, just people who will just sell whatever on eBay. They're starting to watch them now too. You know? Right. So that is you know, it's more hands in the cookie jar, and there's not enough cookies for everybody.
Yeah. God damn it. I could go for a cookie right now. That sounds good.
Actually, I have a peanut butter cookie right over here.
Nice.
It's got Reese's Pieces in it too.
Nice.
Yeah. It's my after show treat.
Fuck yeah.
So, alright, so that's my whatnot for the week here.
That's your whatnot for the week.
Yep. What you got?
Well, you know, we were supposed to record yesterday because my wife was going to have a party. Mm-hmm. Well, she did. You know, because Thursday night, and it was all like a weird invitation situation. It all kind of fell through, so it was very limited run of people came in. Yeah. But it was actually worked out probably for the better that we recorded tonight instead of then. Well, I was supposed to come over to your place, that would have been fine. But I was, dude, that day, so tired. That night before, for some reason, I woke up at 3 a.m, and I just felt refreshed.
Mm-hmm. Had a nice window piss? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, that was the weekend.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, woke up 3 a.m, couldn't fall back asleep, changed locations, came down here. I just ended up just staying up.
Nice.
So by the time, like, it was 9:30 and everyone left from Jeannie's little thing, I felt like I was dying, and I'd be like, we'd be still in the middle of a show, and then I'd have to drive home.
Yeah,
I'm super glad I didn't record.
Right, yeah. Well, it's funny because I was similar in that I had the blood draw I had to have done before 10 a.m. So I had to be there at 9 o'clock, and at like 7 I was starting to get sleepy. So I'm like, I'll lay down for a couple hours or an hour or so, you know, just catch a quick nap. I'll be good to go. And I did, but then afterwards it was like, I could not get back to sleep for a while afterwards. So for most of the day yesterday, I was just fucking tired. Yeah. So last night, around the time we would have been recording, I went back in and laid back down. So again, it was for the best, I think, for everybody.
Yeah, it all worked out. But then I thought that we were going to have problems recording today.
Yeah.
Because yesterday, well, I should say, let's go to Wednesday. Wednesday night, I'm on the laptop, and my lovely service provider, Buckeye Cable for you Toledoans, they're the greatest guys. Oh, Yeah. They send me because they'll pop up messages every once in a while.
Yeah.
And then when it popped up, I'm like, oh geez, I owe them money.
Yeah. Usually when it pops up for me, it's you're almost out of data. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But it was like, hey, overnight we're going to update your modem software, so your internet's going to shut down. But it'll be, it shouldn't take long and everything will be fine. It's basically what the note said.
Mm-hmm. I got that too. Yep.
So I was like, okay. Yeah, I was like, okay, well, whatever. So next morning I, wake up and I'm like pulling up my phone. I'm like, why is nothing loading on my phone? This is weird. And so I go out, I'm like, oh yeah, that stupid thing. Maybe it's still updating. I go look and the modem's like flashing green, green, green. Then they all turn yellow and die. Green, 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 yellow, die.
Neat.
And it's doing this for a while, all morning. It's doing this. And, this is actually when I woke up at 3. That's why, because I'm trying to like kill time, So I was just like, oh, well, obviously I'm in the middle of the update, whatever. I'll just go off of cell data and, try to fall asleep looking at Reddit or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, fast forward to me, just getting up and cleaning the kitchen and doing dishes and all this shit.
Right.
It's rolling around to like 6 in the morning now, and it's still not doing anything.
Oh, wow.
And so this is going to be a day that, Logan's at his grandma's. Gina are going to go work. Leo's just going to stay here.
Mm-hmm.
And, she's miss internet. And I'm like, geez, she's going to really want the internet. So let me hit him up on Facebook because, companies now are pretty good about answering.
They really are. Yeah.
Yeah. So I hit him up Facebook Messenger. I'm like, hey, here's the deal, blah, blah, blah. And probably about a half hour later, I got someone on the line, chatting with me then.
Yeah.
Trying to give me solutions. Nothing worked.
Really? Like,
yeah,
not to be that asshole, but a lot of times after they do those updates, sometimes it just needs to be restarted, So I'm sure that was probably the first thing, of course, they did, right?
Well, that was the first thing I did before I even called them. I'm like, let me unplug it, let it sit here, plug it back in. So, when I got them, they're like, yeah, power cycling. I'm like, yeah, I already did that. I can do it again. They're like, yeah, do that. Okay, so I did it again. Still nothing. They're like, okay, well, power cycle it and unscrew the coaxial cable. Okay. And then screw it back in. Like, okay.
Right.
Nothing. They're like, yeah, you're probably going to have to call tech. I was like, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Thursday, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have cable here. It's all internet. Our internet's like a cornerstone of our lives here.
Yeah, right.
So I go to work because it got to the point I didn't have time to fuck with it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I call them, waited forever. Like they called me back. One of those situations, the average time is 30-some minutes. We'll call you back.
Yeah. At least they do that. I love companies that have that option. Yeah.
Yeah, because just sitting there with their awful music, I would have drove into a telephone pole.
Yeah. Well, like I told you with GameStop when I called and they were like, oh, the waiting time's an hour and a half. It's like, fuck you.
Listen up, you silly bitch.
Yeah.
But, so they called me back and I got oh god, she was terrible. This woman was awful. Just no energy, nothing.
Awesome.
Oh, hey. And I told her what the problem is, and she's like, okay, well, are you by the modem? I went, no. I had to leave. I'm at work.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, well, I was really hoping you'd be by the modem. I'm like, well, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm like, here's what I talked to someone the other day. I did, I laid out everything I already tried. She's like, okay, well, hold on. Put me on hold. Gone forever. And she comes back, well, it seems like we can't get in contact with your modem, so you're going to have to call you're going to have to, get a service guy out there. I'm like, all right, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Forwards me to that department then.
Yeah.
Still Thursday. They're like, okay, yeah, the earliest appointment we can get you is Monday at noon. I went, huh? I'm like, I guess I'll take it and I'll figure it out because I'm working, I'm like, whatever.
Right.
Whatever it takes.
Mm-hmm.
If that's your earliest you got, I'll take the earliest.
How about I come into your closest location and spike this off your head?
Yeah, exactly, right?
And you give me a new one.
And to be fair, about 2 hours later, they called me back and said another appointment opened up on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, excellent, took that.
Yeah.
Now I'm working. I'm fielding phone calls from Leah. What's wrong with the internet?
Right.
Because she was asleep when I left.
And you go on this long diatribe about how people are shitheads and can't treat each other nicely and
all I wanted to do, honestly.
Yeah.
But But the weird thing is I get home from work and I'm cooking dinner and Leah goes, Dad, come here. I'm like, what? I go out in the living room. She's like, look. And all the lights on the modem are green. And I'm like, well, that's interesting. So I do a speed test, connection. We have internet.
That's funny.
It just took hours to whatever update they did. So I let it go overnight.
Mine took about 25 minutes.
Dude, it took forever for us.
Wow.
So like I was like, okay, and I let it go overnight, and I went through most of the day today, and I called. I'm like, is the internet still working? Yes, okay. So I called, the cable provider again. Mm-hmm. Hey, cancel my appointment. And the guy's like, how'd you fix it? I went, I don't know, man. It just started working,
Which makes you think that potentially this is not just you having this issue.
and that's what this guy said. Yeah. He's like, we've been having a ton of these.
Huh.
And he's like, I didn't know if you did anything different and I'm like, no, it just did it. I don't know. Yeah. It worked itself out. And he's like, all right. Well, he's like, we've been getting a ton of calls about people losing their internet. So I'm just wondering if we're going to get a bunch of cancellations now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But gee, it's just like, and I honestly, according to my speed test now, I'm getting double the speed I was getting. So if that's what the update was, awesome. Good on you guys.
And that's the thing. Usually when they do those updates, that's what it is they usually bump up, the speed or something along those lines, so. I was kind of hoping that would be the result, cause I'm like you, it's like, like you, you essentially felt my pain to some extent being at 3:00 and you're like, oh, I want to use the internet. And it's like, oh, there's no internet.
Yeah. And how my house is the cell phone Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
Like the cell signal here is terrible.
Yeah. It's not great. Mm-hmm.
No.
Otherwise it'd be like, whatever, cause you have unlimited, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so otherwise it'd be no big deal. You just whatever, But, yeah. For me, it would suck.
Wi-Fi and surf about my merry way.
Yeah. Usually for me, when that happens, I'm just like, well, I guess I'm going to listen to a podcast or read because can't watch Netflix or anything anymore.
Yeah. So that was a nice little adventure.
That's
for
fun.
Sure.
That's fun. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you remember, Brian, how 3 months ago, I got a fresh battery in my phone.
Yes.
Might have been 4 months now.
Yes, because you got yours before I got mine. Yeah.
That shit's going sideways on me already.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
3 times this week, my phone will be at 25 to 27%.
Mm-hmm.
Just dies.
Oh, wow.
I open up an app and it just goes black. It's like, what? And then the first time it happened, I thought the app crashed.
Uh-huh.
Until I realized my phone was dead. So I plugged it in, and this little thing popped up like, hey, unexpected blah, 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 we're going to turn this on, which is basically the throttling down of the chip.
Yep. Yeah.
And it's crashed 2 more times this week like that.
Wow.
Because it's like, when it's in the 20s, I don't worry about it.
Right.
I'm like, oh, whatever, it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Crash, just dies.
Wow.
So be on the lookout for that.
Awesome. Did you call Apple about it out of curiosity? Do they have any sort of warranty on it?
I don't think they do. I think because I got a 6. I think all the batteries in the 6s were all refurbished batteries.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense.
So it's
yeah. Wow.
I know, it's really, and truth be told, the one corner of my screen is separating from the body.
Yeah.
So, my volume down button doesn't work unless I push it back together.
Right. So you're leaning toward it's time for a new phone anyway.
It's unfortunate because I don't want to spend the money on a new phone.
Right.
Because it works fine-ish.
Right. Yeah.
For what I do, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn technology.
I know, right?
Yeah. Speaking of technology, too, Skype update.
What? We're going to talk about Skype on here?
I know, right? I got that email you were talking about when it's like, hey, man, update your shit because this shit you're using is not going to be working.
Right.
Which I had to put it up on my Instagram story, a screen cap of the email with crying Jerry from Rick and Morty gif.
Right.
And then, oh, geez. And then, little Simon and Garfunkel, hello, darkness, my old friend,
right.
all this.
Mm-hmm.
And I tagged that Skype because I'm like, why would you do this to me, Skype?
Right, yeah.
And they hit me back up with hey, when you update your software, let us know what you think. so far, not impressed.
Right. Well, and for those who don't know or whatever, it's like the thing we were most afraid of is like we had an issue at one point to where Skype basically took over my mic and would not allow me to control it. Like I couldn't, and so it would be up and down and up and down and all that stuff. So I've hung on to this old version of Skype because it allows me to control those things. And for podcasting, you kind of need to be able to control that.
It's nice.
Yeah, so that's why I've held off on it. And I was thinking of this weekend, I was gonna, like after we recorded, I was thinking I was gonna, do the update and stuff, but maybe I'll just wait.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's not, I don't think it's really user friendly navigation wise through the, application. I know it's not an app, the program, there you go.
Mm-hmm. No, actually you were right. They pretty much build them as apps now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
And
in fairness, Skype, I don't think Skype ever really has been user friendly, but it's gotten worse since Windows bought it.
Yeah.
Which makes zero sense. Because you'd think Microsoft would want Skype to work like crazy good so people wouldn't be enticed to go to Google Hangouts or whatever, but
right.
Nope.
Especially because every social media has like video chat now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of competition for it, for sure.
Yeah, so you think they'd want to be on their A game.
Right.
But
guess not.
And like I was telling you, it doesn't help that my lovely, like, studio / room that I just come in here and do shit in has been taken over by my son, and it's in shambles right now.
Right.
So that doesn't help either.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn war zone over there. I know you guys can't see it.
No.
There it is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I had a moment this week where I was like, I know I put my notice in and they're lucky I have good work ethic because I was about to walk.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I don't want to get into it, but it was 2.5 hours of humping boxes up and down stairs.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw your post about that.
It was a nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah, that had to take everything you had to not just be like, nope.
Yeah. Well, and the worst part is all, like, going downstairs I don't have a problem with because gravity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But the stuff I had to bring up out of their basement was because someone at my work sent them the wrong shit. So I had to pull up like 30 some boxes out of the basement, throw it in my truck, and then take it to another building back into their basement.
I feel like the person who made the mistake should have to do that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, yeah, it was, I worked super late, which, whatever, I can use the overtime, but I was driving home thinking like, they're so lucky that it's me and not someone else.
Yep.
Because I would have left all that shit in the basement and just left.
Yep. I had a couple of those moments.
Crossed my mind.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I had a couple of those moments with Family Video, where I had already put my notice in and something would happen and somebody give me, like corporate, or not corporate, but, like the DM or whatever would say some shit to you and you're just like, you're really pushing me here. It's like, I've already said within 2 weeks I'm out the door. It's like, yeah, but like you.
Well, and honestly, what kept me in the game was because I know if I didn't take care of it, and that my buddy Mike would have to go take care of it.
Yeah,
and I'm not going to do that to him.
Right.
Yeah. Like I could give a shit about my bosses.
Mm-hmm.
Don't care. If they catch an earful, I don't care. But if he had to deal with
yeah,
it,
right.
God, it sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really got one more thing. So yeah, one more thing. I joined this random Facebook group, which how I feel about Facebook in general.
Love it. Yeah.
Love it. But it was just, I can't remember where I saw the link at. I was on a news feed, one of my random feeds I like to peruse.
Yeah.
And it was like, hey, free campers and RVs. People are just giving shit away because they don't want them. I'm like, really?
Huh.
So I was like, okay. So I click it. And it's a Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Turns out it's a swingers group, right?
Campers.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was like, whatever. So I go to like it, and it's like, oh, you have to get approved. So I wait a few days, and some Yahoo approves me. What a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, anytime I join certain Facebook groups, anytime it gets an update, I get an update. Which makes me want to throw my phone out the window. Maybe explains why my battery's shit.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you can turn that off somewhere.
Oh, I did. I left the group.
Well, that's one way to do it, yeah.
Yeah. But it's because every post that was in that group was, hey, I live here and I'm looking for a camper. Hey, I live here and my kids and I really want to go camping. Hey, I live here and no one was like, I have a camper I'm looking to get rid of.
Right.
One guy was like, I'll work for a place to live.
Wow. All right.
It's just like, what the fuck?
Wow.
This is not the group I thought it was going to be.
Right. Like Mysterious Lake looking for campers.
Yeah.
Especially around Friday the 13th.
Like I thought maybe someone would be giving away like an old Coleman pop-up or something, bring me something back from my youth.
Right. Nope.
Just nothing but heartache.
Not even a tent with wheels. Yeah.
Exactly.
It sounds like oh shit, what do you call it? A radio flyer, you know?
Right.
Fits one person.
Yeah, one person tent, quote unquote.
Right.
He has a radio flyer and a bed sheet.
Yes.
Yeah, what a goddamn... And I mean, I should have known. Because, you know, I don't know if you've ever looked at the Craigslist.
That's a whole different website.
Yeah, Craigslist free section.
Yeah.
Every once in a while I look just as a goof, but it's always like, I have all this lumber. It's like chopped up 2x4s. Or,
right.
You know, I found 3 rocks. Who wants them?
That's what you should...
Dopey shit like that.
You should start doing that. Just be like, I found some grass.
I'm pulling it up right now.
Oh, man.
We're going to go see what's on the free section.
I like it. Oh, man. Yeah, it's funny because I know plenty of people who've been in various Facebook groups, like, of the same idea kind of a thing, and it's turned out for them, you know, like, but that one just, yeah, that's false advertising. It's not even close to what it said it is.
Right, I know, right?
What you should have done was come in there like gangbusters, been like, yo, where the free campers at?
Yeah, yo, yo, yo. So, all right, Brian. Mm-hmm. There's free Cosmos and other magazines.
Cool.
Sweet. Scrap lumber. 2x4s. Dude, there's a free swing set. It looks like it's in about 8 pieces in this guy's yard. But here's the one that gets me. Would you ever... My neighbors were like, what the fuck? So I was yelling out the window.
Yeah, whatever.
Take free furniture from somebody.
If it's somebody maybe, yeah.
Like, if I was like, Brian, I got this chair. Do you want it?
Right. I'd be like, no, your ass heating. God knows what else is all over it.
I'd be like, dude, it's my jacking chair.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Right. You know I take care of that chair. When it's so weird for a couple reasons. One is, you know, it's like you kind of wonder, it's like, you know, you don't know if it's got, like, fleas or some bullshit in it. You know, you don't know if someone died in it.
Yeah, like, exactly. Like, I'm questioning your fucking Hep C love seat over here.
Right. Now what you do is you get something like that and you have to put a furniture cover over it, set it on fire, or plastic.
Right. Oh, this is a new one I've never seen before on free when I've looked at it. A rooster.
Wow. Free cock, huh?
Yeah. God damn it. That's a perfect joke right there.
Yeah, right.
Yes, it is. Free cock.
Just giving it away, you say?
although its caption is it's a small rooster, so free small cock.
Oh.
All right.
Fair enough. Right. What would be funny is if they wrote it like free rooster, and then in, you know, smaller print it was like, you know, small rooster, but it's been called adequate.
Exactly.
Or gets the job done, whatever, you know, something like that.
Small rooster, but knows how to use its wings.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm a big fan of looking at the free shit.
Right.
Yeah. Good time. Oh, free, clean, lawn shredded paper.
Okay.
Fucking sick.
What do you need that for?
I have no idea. Paper mache girlfriend.
I guess. That's a good pull right there. I kind of want to just contact them and be like, what the fuck do you think someone's going to do with this?
Exactly, right?
I mean, I'm sure there's some good use for it, but I think so far you've got the best use for it.
Yeah, accurate.
Paper mache girlfriend.
So yeah, that, I mean, I don't join many Facebook groups for that reason, and I thought that one was like, oh, this might be, no, that was a terrible idea.
Yeah, most of the ones I'm in are like podcast groups, you know, and I think I'm in a couple more, but it's not very many. Mainly for the same reason as you.
Yeah, I'm in a couple beer groups and podcast groups, and then, that was one of the oddball ones. I'm like, well, let me try this, and
yeah. I know quite a few people.
Sick ass Facebook group. Check out the Salty Language page.
Nice.
Right?
Or go join the Crazy Life group.
Yes, do both.
Yeah, even better.
Even better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know quite a few people who've used the, was it like local stuff for sale groups or whatever on Facebook, or like garage sale groups, that kind of stuff. You know, before they had the Facebook Marketplace. Yeah. Mm. So, but you know, those are essentially like using Craigslist. What's funny is they didn't get demonized the way Craigslist does.
Well, you know? They took Craigslist licks. God damn it, did it again.
Craigslist.
They took out all their personal stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Well, that's too bad. That was the best part.
No more the nerdy.
Damn it. Well, they know that everyone can just pick a social media instead.
Yeah, and I guarantee that there's one of these categories I'm looking at that's been transformed into the I'm going to come give you a hand job for roses or whatever it was.
Right.
I hear you, like misconnections probably it.
Yeah.
Becky, where are you? We met at the mall. Oh man, Chinese buffet girl.
Hot.
We're clicking this one. I really think you might have talked to me, but I'm too thick to take a hint. As you can tell from my many, many repostings, it's a desperate plea for attention.
Okay, see, somebody needs to get a clue there. It's like, if you keep posting, I mean, maybe she hasn't seen it, but at the same time, you also have to roll the dice on that. Maybe she's seen it and gone, okay, the first time was cute. The 95th time, a little stalkery, a little creepy.
Well, it goes on.
Play hard to get, man.
Inform you that due to years of chronic activity, like a handshake, my parts do not work as normal. And now I can only be of service of bigger and more powerful men. I hope this in no way interrupts our ability to formulate an understanding friendship. I just had to throw it out there first. Anyway,
wow. Please
contact me via one of many repostings, as I'm not going anywhere, but very much wish to get to know you better. Just as friends. Sure.
Yeah. Here, let me throat hug you. Yeah.
Wow. This once again.
Wow.
I could probably spend all day looking at misconnections on this.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I agree.
When it's, beautiful lady at the vape store. Lady in the white skirt at the Home Depot.
Ooh, hot.
You think the lady's looking? Like, I should check Craigslist to see if anyone noticed my white skirt.
Yeah, I think that happens all the time. You don't do that?
I don't, unfortunately. Maybe I should.
If I get myself if I get myself fresh new gear, I always look to see if people have noticed.
Right?
Not really.
We should.
No.
We should start posting on misconnections.
Mm-hmm.
Just like veiled attempts to get people to check out our podcast.
Yeah, I like.
I heard you listening to the Salty Language program.
Mm-hmm. Hit us up.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, I got to get off this.
Yeah.
There's so many internet rabbit holes that I could just go down forever,
for sure,
and
yeah.
that is for sure one of them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wowzers. But yeah, I mean, I have some weird odds and ends we can talk about.
Okay. I was trying to think.
So does I.
I don't think I really have any stories. I have like 4,000 shut up and take my monies, but
Ooh, that's excellent.
yeah. No, I don't. Yeah, I don't have any. I don't have any stories that I set aside. So
Well, I have two that we absolutely need to discuss.
okay.
Number one, did you hear about the Cairo Zoo?
No.
It's a very convincing picture here that someone posted when he went and visited the Cairo Zoo.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite clearly a donkey painted up as a zebra. Of course, the Cairo Zoo is denying all this.
That's awesome. I want it to be true so bad. I want them to just not care. What would be better is if they were like, yeah, and
Yeah, it would be great, wouldn't
like,
it?
you know how expensive it is to get a zebra shipped here?
Well, at the very bottom of the article, it says that in 2010, a zoo in Gaza painted stripes on two donkeys. And they bought both donkeys for $700 because zebras come in at $30,000.
See, that's what I'm saying, right? Like they just start painting donkeys up like other animals, like tigers. Like, why is that?
Oh my god!
Why is the dress are painted like a monkey?
Fucking donkey zoo,
Right?
I want to go see the elephant. The donkey wearing
Right.
like rain boots.
Oh man! Like they don't even modify the snout or whatever of the donkey. They just paint it so it looks like the trunk. They just put like tusks.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit.
Wrap a couple tusks around its face and then give it that nice gray powder coat.
Powder coat. Yeah, basically. Oh man, that'd be fantastic. I would go to that.
Donkey zoo would be the best zoo.
If there was a place close and they were like, hey, here's what we do. We paint up donkeys like all the animals. I'd be like, I am in at least once. We have to go see it once, you know?
Yeah, I need to go observe and buy a t-shirt.
Oh, for sure. T-shirts. Take all the pictures. Yeah. I'd be one of those obnoxious people who takes a picture of everything they saw that day.
Oh, man, these selfies would be off the chain.
It'd be so good. Like they're somehow trying to get donkeys to walk on their hind legs so that they can mimic animals, you know?
Oh, that would be amazing. Have them up in trees and shit.
Right?
Like, look at the macaws.
The giraffe ones would be great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Or no. Instead of a zebra, they get like a horse for the giraffe. That way it's taller.
Nice.
Oh, man. That'd be good fun, though. I
So
think we should
have
start
Cairo,
this.
So we got the Cairo's Donkey Zoo.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then we got to talk about Egidus Schiffer.
Okay.
He's a German serial killer, right?
Cool.
His body was discovered the other day in jail.
Okay.
Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was jacking off and pleasuring himself at the same time with electricity.
Ooh.
He apparently, Brian,
Man.
removed the cables from his table lamp,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And then wrapped one end of the cable around his nipple
Okay.
and wrapped the other end of the cable around his dick and then plugged himself in.
Wow. Wow. I mean, that's a way to go, though, right? I mean, you're in the middle of whatever you're doing there, and you're leaving an amazing story.
Oh boy.
That's how you go out right there. Aside
He
from the
was still hooked up
serial
to a
killer.
live current when they found him.
Oh, man. Yikes.
Man.
Ooh. Wow.
That's electrifying.
Terrible.
I know.
Terrible.
I mean,
But funny.
I thought audio erotic asphyxiation was something. This dude's taken it to a whole different level.
Yeah, he is. Whew.
I mean, Jesus.
Seriously. Well, hey, whatever.
You think you'd pull up that scene in, was that Lethal Weapon or was it Tango and Cash? I can't remember.
Lethal Weapon.
when he's hooked to the car battery and they're shocking him.
Yeah.
Shirtless Mel Gibson hanging there.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, young shirtless Mel Gibson even.
Mm-hmm. That's what he was going for. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, trust me, if you look at this guy's picture, he's no Mel Gibson.
Wait, more or less racist?
Well, he's German, so it could go either way. Just saying.
Wow.
And when, yeah, I'll just stop there.
Okay.
But yeah, I saw those and I'm like, wow, we have to talk about these news stories.
Yeah, for sure. That's wow. That last one amazed me.
I know, right? It's a good one.
Yeah. Wow.
I pulled it up earlier in the week. It just came up in my news feed.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
I went, oh my God, we're talking about this on the podcast. Oh shit. I have one more thing that for some reason wasn't in my phone notes.
Okay.
Our friend Michelle sent me this.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck's his name? The guy who's talking like I talk now in Jurassic Park.
Jeff Goldblum?
Goldblum. He's been hired by Nat Geo.
Okay.
Let's see here. There it is. Nat Geo hires Jeff Goldblum to walk around being professionally fascinated by things. The working title for the show is The Curiosity of Jeff Goldblum.
Okay.
I would for sure watch this.
On Funny or Die, there's a Jeff Goldblum cooking show.
It's amazing.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
That
he's like, oh my God, a cabbage or whatever.
Right? Yeah, he was in the store and he's like, is an avocado a fruit or a vegetable? And the guy tells him and he's like, I would have thought a vegetable. And just, what's funny to me is he takes his glasses off in order to look at anything.
Right.
And then you see why he wears those glasses all the time, because he looks weird without them. Like, and not in he always has glasses on when he takes them off, but it's like, he's got like weird eyes. So.
It's true.
Yeah.
He's got them Jurassic Park eyes or whatever.
Yeah.
Them Jeff Goldblum eyes.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the name of a song, isn't it?
Them Jeff Goldblum eyes?
That should be a song. That's my new band.
I like it.
Them Jeff Goldblum eyes.
Jeff Goldblum, also responsible for one of my all-time favorite movie quotes.
Goddamn rich cunt.
Yep.
Thank you, Jeff.
That's not what I thought. I thought it was going to be Life Finds a Way.
I don't have that on my soundboard.
I can't remember the name of the cooking show. Do you?
No, I don't remember either. I've watched a couple episodes of it, though.
Just Jeff Goldblum Cooks or something like that?
Yeah, that sounds about right. It's something real simple like that. Because the one I watched, he was like hanging out with some cheesemonger at a grocery store. The guy knew all the cheeses.
Oh, yeah, that was like, great. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah.
Okay, it's called Cooking with Jeff. But it's on, it's Funny or Die, right? Maybe not.
I believe it's Funny or Die.
Yeah, here it is. Okay. I'll find it and put a link in the show notes if anybody hasn't watched it. Because he's so just...
Jeff?
Yeah. He is definitely fascinated by things. Almost like...
That's amazing.
Like he's been locked in a basement and they finally released him, you know?
I know, right? It's crazy.
He reminds you of if you've watched the, the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt or whatever it's called, you know?
Yes, that's exactly what it's like.
Except he's been allowed to go see things in the meantime.
He's a goddamn movie star.
Right. And
like his character in Thor Ragnarok is basically him.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. And he's the pullout king.
You say he's a pullout?
Yeah, it's on Portlandia. He's the pullout king.
Hilarious.
Yeah. And he's also the guy who sells doilies.
Yes. And knots too, right?
I think so, yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, that's the extent of the shit I have pulled.
Mm-hmm. Alright, cool. Yeah, that's all we got, I guess, then. So I guess let's go to the shut up and take my monies that I have.
An extended segment, huh?
Yep.
Shut up and take my money. Shut up and take my money.
Oh my. All right.
My.
So they're putting out, and they're starting to hit stores now, actually, or soon. They're putting out Pez dispensers with Funko Pop heads.
Right.
You know, which is funny because I've, across my life, collected both. So now, of course, I'm going to have some of these. And,
are they little or do they dispense giant Pez's?
No, they're normal size Pez dispensers. They just have pop heads. So those are kind of bulbous. Like our buddy from a few stories back.
Yeah, Milton.
So they showed off some of the ones that are coming out. The ones that are hitting like Targets right now are like, Captain Crunch.
Right.
And there's gonna be Golden Girls ones, Deadpool. They've shown off a few different ones. So first of all, those I'm like, because I got to get a set of the Golden Girls ones.
Well, yeah, of course.
Because so that's one thing. The next one is another pop related announcement, and it's that they're finally making Married with Children ones.
That seems like it should have happened a long time ago.
Right? Not so fast, my friend. And they're making, one of them that they're making is, Al in his Polk High,
nice.
Football uniform. So unfortunately they can't put him in the pose because his pose is, really similar to like the Heisman
right.
I can't remember what the other one is. It's another trophy thing, and I think the image is copyrighted, but it's going to be exclusive somewhere. I don't know where. He doesn't have his helmet. I wish it came with a helmet too, just because, accuracy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was super excited when I saw those. So,
that is pretty great.
Yeah. The only thing is, I didn't see Buck in any of them. Like, I figured. Good.
Did he not sign off on it? Whatever his name is.
The dog. Not Bud.
I thought
Buck.
I was confused with the kid.
No. No, it's I was just disappointed that none of them come with Buck, or they didn't just make Buck separate,
Right.
So, not cool.
Maybe Buck will be a release later chase type situation.
That'd be cool. I'd be okay with that.
Like
Actually,
Al in his couch or something.
I was just gonna say that they've been doing like movie scene ones and stuff. It'd be awesome. I wish so bad they would put out Al sitting on the couch, and Buck laying next to him or something. Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Right. Doing Buck things.
Doing Buck things. Go Buck. Wow. What's funny is like the series. It's Al, Peggy, Kelly, and Bud are the regular series, and then the Al and Polk High is an exclusive somewhere, and there's a chase one of Peggy with just like a different color shirt, basically.
Right.
And I was telling my brother, I was like, there's probably going to be so many Bud ones just left on shelves.
Yeah, exactly. No one's going to want him.
Right. I mean, I do for completion's sake, but aside from that, no.
Yeah, exactly.
Although, and it is interesting though too, they picked, for like, basically Al, Peggy, and, Bud, they went with kind of like early season looks. And with Kelly, they went a couple years later, cause there's an episode, I can't remember what it is, but she wears like a hot pink dress, and it's like super tight. Like most of her stuff in that show. But that's pretty much what they went with for that one. And that's not the early ones because she's only like 13 or 14 in those episodes. So.
That's fine.
Yeah. They waited a couple seasons before they started, pulling the old, hey, how about no bra and tight clothes? So, yeah.
We're going to turn your character to Kelly to Tits Out Kelly.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Where was I? Got 1, 2. This one I just saw earlier today, which I thought was cool. If somebody is a Van Gogh fan, like I am,
right.
Vans, the shoe company, are making a line of Van Gogh inspired shoes, hats, jackets, backpack kind of thing. And
really?
It's with images like directly from like of his, like, you know.
That's pretty cool.
What's surprising is no Starry Night ones, which that really surprised me because that's, you know, everybody knows that painting, you know.
Right, for sure.
They picked one of his.
People make those shoes on their own.
Right, exactly, yeah. The self-portrait they picked, unfortunately, isn't my favorite of his self-portraits, but, you know, and Sunflowers is another one where there's like shoes and t-shirts and stuff. But it's kind of cool stuff, though, you know, and I don't know if there's a limited run on the, you know, shoes or something, because a lot of times they do these, you know, and there's only X amount of them made, you know.
Right.
So
now, are they calling them Vans Go?
They are.
I was like, if they don't, they're really fucking up.
No, I actually think that was just used as like the headline, but yeah, you're right. They should be called Vans Go because that's what they are.
Right.
Anyway, I just thought those were kind of cool. Link will be in the show notes. You want to look at those. The next one is this year's WWE video game. A few years ago, they put out like this super expensive edition that came with like a Hulk Hogan NWO pop, like a trading card that had a piece of like a mat or something from a match Hogan was in, an autographed trading card, and there was something else in there too, like a book or something, and it also allowed you to unlock like Hogan as a playable character or something like that. And this year, the one they're doing is called the Woo Edition. And
nice.
The Ric Flair pop that's coming in it is him with the big sunglasses on, the fluffy yellow hair. He's got the title up over his shoulder. And I'm like,
nice.
Damn it, I have to have that. That may be one of the, like, every once in a while I'll see a pop that I'm like, nothing is going to stop me from getting that one. And this one's pretty close to that list. So the question is, do I want to try to buy the Woo Edition, which is a robust $130, which I would probably end up just eBaying all the collectible stuff in it. Cause it comes with a trading card that's got a piece of one of his robes in it. I mean, that's kind of,
that's cool.
I guess it's kind of cool, you know. Well, now that also includes the game, a season pass for all the DLC, the pop, that trading card. There's another, I can't remember. It feels like there's another trading card or something like that. And then there's some stuff for another WWE game, you know, like bonus characters or something. So if you sit down and break the money down, it is worth the money that it is, because the pop alone will probably be worth, like the Hogan's ones now go for like 80.
Right.
You know, originally they were going like 150, but they've held pretty well around 75 to $80. You know, so if you put the Flair one somewhere near there, and I figure it will be, because this is going to be a pretty highly desired Ric Flair pop, you know?
Yeah, I would imagine
You know what I mean? It's like you're better than halfway there just with that. And then the game is $60, you know, so.
Whoa, living on a prayer.
Right. Anyway, yeah. So either I'm going to get the whatever edition, or I'm going to be jumping on eBay and getting that pop, because that's one I got to have.
That's fair.
Because when they had first announced Ric Flair, I was like, let's see if it's robe Ric Flair, or if it's, you know, like style and profile in Ric Flair, the Nature Boy, you know. And the first one was a Target one where he's in his pink robe. And there was rumors that there were going to be, like, Walmart may have a blue exclusive, you know, like different stores have different colors kind of a thing, but that never happened. Still might. All right. So the last one. What?
The best there is, the best there was, or whatever.
No, that's Bret Hart.
God damn it.
Best there will ever be. Yeah. Or there ever will be. The excellence of execution.
Exactly.
Now I got one of him, too. And the last shut up and take my money I have is something collectors have been wanting for a long time. And it's interesting given the age we're in that this is coming out, but they announced that they're finally putting out Batman the Animated Series on Blu-ray.
That is kind of bizarre, because I kind of would have thought it would have been there already.
Right, and it's going to also be available for digital, I believe. But it's still a little weird because people aren't buying DVDs the way that they were. You know, if this had come
This
out...
is accurate.
Yeah, if this had come out 5-7 years ago, I think they sell the hell out of this thing. But
Right.
I still think they will, because it's the greatest cartoon ever. But, or one of.
That's fair.
Yeah, but it's, it includes all the episodes of the Batman the Animated Series, the
Right.
24 episodes that were Batman the New Adventures, which I didn't think were as good, but Mask of the Phantasm and Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero movies. Then, you know, behind the scenes stuff, a collection of postcards from the show, 3 Funko mini pops of Harley Quinn, Batman, and the Joker. And it's available for pre-order on Amazon for $113. And it will... Wow, I forgot. I thought there was a date in here. Maybe I missed it. Son of a bitch.
God damn.
There it is. October 16th. So,
Nice.
yeah. I'd really like it.
That's pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm. That's why I said that. It's a little weird that they waited as long as they did to put it out. And people have wanted it for years. You know, because they had all of them on DVD before. I have all the seasons on DVD. You know,
Right.
But nice crisp Blu-ray ones? Come on now.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, I'm a fan. Already.
I'm not gonna lie, I might
bring them in any way, or
I don't know if it says that or not. Yep, remastering the show to 1080.
nice.
Yep. 'Cause I was actually thinking of looking to see if my regular seasons go for any money. Because if so, I was like, maybe I could sell those toward
Yeah, flip them bitches.
flip them and then get the Blu-rays.
Right.
I think it's limited to like 30,000 copies or something like that too. So, which is a lot, but it's also kind of
At the same time, it's not.
right? Yeah.
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 I mean, I'm not saying everybody in America is going to be scrambling to buy it,
They
but there's
should
going to be
be.
a decent amount of people.
Yeah, they should be. Fucking great
I
cartoon.
agree.
Great show. Great. And it inspired Gargoyles. Because if you notice, the style and everything in Gargoyles is the same as Batman the Animated Series.
Truth.
And the way they
Truth
approached
bomb.
it. Alright, that's all the shut up and take my monies I had for the week.
Woo!
Yeah.
Well, let's,
That was the woo. Whoops. As I talk over it again, that was the woo edition of the shut up and take my money.
excellent.
Mm-hmm.
As it should have been.
Ooh.
Because of all the Ric Flair stuff.
Right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes.
Alright, so I guess it's cue the W time, eh?
It's his, Brian. It's his. Well, last week, Fluffy Bunny Ash actually asked everybody, what beloved childhood character or icon creeped you out? Game of creeps you out now or when you were a kid? I only got a few on Facebook here, and they're all in GIF format, or GIF, depending on who you are.
Nope, it's GIF.
Exactly. So, Courtney, she posted a nice little picture to Teletubbies.
Oh, I can
And then
see that.
caption it with, what nightmares are made of.
Yeah, I can live with that one. That makes sense. Those things were creepy, especially that sun, man.
Oh, the sun was the worst.
That
I'd rather
baby?
have the sun from Rick and Morty.
Oh, that'd be so much better if that was in there. So I'm surprised.
Right?
Somebody should match that up on the YouTubes.
Somebody had to.
Right? Yeah.
So Ashley, she posted Bozo the Clown.
Okay. Fair enough.
Terrifying.
Now, out of curiosity, do you know, is it because he was a clown or just that clown in particular was the creepy?
I do not know for sure, to
Fair
be
enough.
honest.
Fair enough.
And then Philip, he says he posted a picture of Steve from Blue's Clues, and then captioned it with, this guy Steve, just creepy.
Poor Steve. He's just,
That's all I had
he
on
was
the
just trying
the
to solve
Facebook
mysteries.
situation. Say what?
I say he was just trying to solve mysteries. That's all.
I know, right? Jeez. Don't be hating on him.
Mystery of the missing hookers. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. So over on Twitter, we got one. and it's from Besotted Geek Pod, and they said Muppets, but only when they show them moving on their own, like full body and leg shots.
Oh.
I need to know.
Riding the bicycle?
Yeah, exactly. I need to know there's a guy with his hand up their ass controlling them, otherwise creepy.
That's fair.
I can live with that one too.
Yeah.
Yep. Alright, so Fluffy Bunny Ash's answer to her question was, she says, unequivocally it was Mr. Rogers. When she was little and didn't get out much, didn't get much say in what she watched, nor did her parents have the million options for kids programming you do now. She said she never really liked watching him, but he was on between Sesame Street episodes, so I was stuck with it. Here in Canadian land, we had the far superior Mr. Dress-Up, which I have not looked up yet, but I'm curious now.
Mr. Dress-Up?
Yeah. It was a show also hosted by an older guy and had puppets, but he drew pictures and dressed up in costumes and did all sorts of fun stuff. And I can remember thinking as a child, Mr. Dress-Up was the fun grandpa and Mr. Rogers was the weird grandpa. As I've gotten older, Mr. Rogers has just gotten creepier and creepier to me. Like, first off, whose house is that? It's not his. If it was his, why is he coming and going at the start of every show? Or start and end, sorry. Does he just keep this house with some kid in it and just visits him every day? If he's the babysitter, why is all his shit there? Why is he this overly friendly man going to this house for a half hour every day? Second of all, who takes off their shoes and cardigan to put on a different cardigan and pair of shoes? Every episode, if that cartoon gag is that cartoon gag where the guy in a suit, or where the guy in a suit is going to get more comfortable by changing into a different suit. Thirdly, anyway, that anyone that nice is hiding something. There is a level of too nice. They say he was so nice to the point you couldn't interview him because he just want to talk about the interviewer. Some might see nicest guy ever, but all I see is a person actively avoiding talking about themselves. Everyone has a darker side. I don't trust anyone that went to such lengths to prevent any glimpse of it from being seen.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
And she might have a point there, because I seem to remember hearing somewhere that whoever the guy who was Mr. Rogers was like a World War II veteran.
Yeah.
So she might have a point there about not wanting to talk about him, because, you know,
mm-hmm.
They didn't talk about that shit back then.
Yeah, right?
Although I do have to say, I Googled Mr. Dress-Up, and the third image, thank you so much, Photoshop, someone replaced his whiteboard and it just says swag.
Awesome.
Which, I mean, I guess if it's not a Photoshop, Mr. Dress-Up's fucking baller.
Right. Maybe it was. I don't know. He's, with all that free healthcare up there, he's got money to spend on other things.
Right? That's true.
Where'd it go? There it is. All right. So, Cheeto Bandito says, what beloved childhood icon creeps him out? The glowworm. That smug grin and the glowing face that's a pleasant yellow until you go to sleep and it turns red with hatred. Laying there waiting to release its spawn into your ear so they can feed on your brain and slowly drive you into madness. Creepy fucker.
Yeah, that's a good call. What an odd color choice for when it was bedtime.
Yeah, right. It really was. You'd think you'd go with the soothing color because red tends to evoke emotion and anger and whatnot. You pick a soothing color that would help you fall asleep. Take some color theory, assholes.
Yeah, that is an interesting point.
Right? That is. So, he also threw in, for last week, which was the what would your go-to crotchpot dish be, he said spaghetti and meatball. A soggy limp noodle smothered in a special protein-packed sauce. And yes, only one ball, because that's all I got. Well played, Mr. Bandito. Well played.
Yeah, indeed.
We raise our drinks to you.
For sure. Excellent work.
Yep. So, that is what I have.
Oh, right on. Well, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I like what you got. Good job.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Well, Brian, I think for this week's Q2W, we got to break out something we've been talking about for a few weeks now, between you and me.
Okay. Now, before you say that, I have a question to ask you.
Yes.
Did Dev not submit an answer?
He did not.
That's weird. Sorry, Devry. That's the
Surprise, motherfucker.
The horseshit one's definitely for Dev, because,
yeah,
well, he knows why.
Exactly. He does know why.
Yep. All right. Anyway, on to this week's question.
So I got to ask you, Brian.
Yeah.
If you were a referee
mm-hmm.
at an orgy,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
what's a penalty you're calling?
Man. The first one that popped into my head, no pun intended, was like excessive eye contact, like in the old, Devil's Three-Way kind of thing.
Right. Don't look at me, motherfucker.
Right. So that's what I'm going to go with, because it was just the first one that popped into my head.
Excessive eye contact. I like it.
Yeah.
I think my call might be too many players on the field.
Wow.
There's only so many holes in hands.
Now, here's the question. Is that a call the referee makes naturally, or do they have to be petitioned to call that by the, like in the NFL, sometimes the coaches will get in the ear of the referee, be like, hey, you're missing this, and then the next time they call it, is that what happens, or?
I think it's one that, what I'm picturing is, we're in our Foot Locker uniform.
Mm-hmm.
We got our thigh-high galoshes on.
Naturally.
Because,
safety
slippage.
First, yep.
Yeah, safety first. And we're perusing the orgy, looking for fouls to blow the whistle on, basically.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, you have some sort of a flag with a flange on it, just gets inserted so you can get it back easy.
Yeah, good idea.
Because for sure, I'm fastball special flags at people's assholes.
Yeah, me too. And I'm also wearing gloves.
Oh, definitely.
Because I don't want to pick that flag back up.
Not just gloves. Those gloves you see when it's Dr. Parker, country vet, and he's got those shoulder length gloves on.
Yeah, for when they go shoulder deep in a cow or something. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely one of those.
Well, you may have to...
both of those.
Right, you may have to fish for a flag.
You may have to fish for a flag. You may have to, you never know. Plus, it'll give you all kinds of coverage just in case you got to throw up a quick block for friendly fire.
All right, that's accurate, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which could be another penalty, friendly fire.
Yeah, you'd think it would. Although, I gotta believe, much like in football, referee's part of the playing field. So.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Good point. Good call.
Play it where it lies. Wait a minute.
Play it where it lies.
Wait a minute.
So there you go. So I guess salty language. What we're asking our crowd here, our enthusiasts, is if you're a referee at an orgy, what's a penalty you're calling?
Show me what you got.
Oh, I also have one more for Dev.
Disqualified.
It's fair. It's fair.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, man. I look forward to reading the answers from this one.
Yeah, I sure hope we get some good ones.
Me too. I'm going to make sure that I try to promote the shit out of these in the Twitter rooms I'm in to try to wrangle up some fun answers.
Nice.
Yeah. We'll see.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah.
Let the referee flow through you.
That's
Wait.
That's a little. I think you're getting too involved there. Essentially, the referee at an orgy like that, they're supposed to be more like the watcher, right?
Yeah, it's probably more accurate.
Yeah, you watch, and every once in a while, you get involved.
Right.
Or
Yeah, for sure.
every once in a while, I mean like every time you appear.
Yes. Accurate.
Fucking watchers. Man, what a terrible job to have.
The watcher?
Yeah, no. Well, no. The referee at an orgy. Like,
Oh.
I mean, it could be awesome, or it could just be horrible. It could be a nightmare.
Because, like anything else, it'll eventually hit the point where it's just like, God, there's 83 people in here naked banging. Another day at the office.
True enough. Hey, you want to go to the titty bar? No.
No, I don't actually.
Can we go somewhere where the people are clothed, please?
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, all I want to do is see a nice dress on a lady. That'll really get me going.
Right.
Like, what?
Oh, man. Yeah, you're right, because at some point it would become business as normal. You know,
Oh,
as
yeah.
usual.
Yeah, for sure.
You're just like, whatever, it's a thing, yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, great. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only time it would change up would be like, whoa, that guy's got 2 dicks or something like that.
Yeah. See something you haven't
And
seen.
then it's water cooler talk.
Right. Like, is that a donkey painted like a person? It happens.
Is that a person painted like a zebra?
Okay.
Getting taken down by another person painted like a lion?
Right.
Like, okay, well, this is at least interesting.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to watch this for a little bit. Meanwhile, anything is going on the other side because you're not paying attention.
For sure.
Just a nightmare. Also, how many referees are there, do you think, for an orgy? Like, we'll go with the 83-person orgy. There's got to be multiple ones, right? Like in the NFL, you got one watching the line of scrimmage, one's watching, whatever else.
Definitely needs a back judges.
For sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, you definitely need the head. You got to have some guys that like each corner of the room. One guy walks around.
Line judges, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you maybe even need an eye in the sky. like a pit boss.
Oh no, someone's got crow's nest.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the best. I mean, it's good because you can't, like you say, you're probably not going to get hit with friendly fire from the crow's nest.
I mean, someone's going to have a strong-ass prostate.
Listen, if so, that's a great story to tell.
Yeah, like, bravo to that guy.
Yeah. Like, listen, you've seen that show Shooter? Like, nothing on this guy.
Right?
Oh, man. All right. So there you go. Hope everyone's enjoyed our referee at an orgy talk.
Yeah. Boom.
Boom.
All
right. You got anything else?
Oh, man, that's about it. That's about it, man.
Just double checking my notes here. Looking like that's all I got, too. So I guess this is the part of the show where we're like, hey, head over to saltylanguage.com. Check out all the links. See the past episodes, listen to the past episodes. They're all available there. All the enthusiasts that we've done. You can see the networks we're part of, like the Tangent Bound Network, or
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Entertainment.
Nice.
Just go check those 2 networks out. You may find some other podcasts that you're big fans of. And if so, tell them we sent you. I just dropped something.
Fuck yes.
If you'd like to help the show out, we would appreciate it if you're going to be shopping on Amazon. If you'd swing by our site first, click the Amazon banner. It will take you right to Amazon. And then you just shop away as normal. They give us a little something for help or for referring you. And it doesn't cost you anything extra.
Right?
Right?
Yeah, just a couple mouse clicks, baby.
Yeah,
baby.
Yes, mouse clicks. Yeah. Yes. Have an American Pie flashback, right?
Remember the good old days, Brian? Showing our age right now.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
They do. Respect. Yeah. Pepperidge Farm. Blah, blah. No. When you used to have to take the mouse ball out of the mouse and polish that sucker up.
Yep. And clean the little wheels off to the sides of it and stuff too, yeah?
Yep.
We've come a long way.
Now you got this laser guided shit.
Which is pretty cool. I'm sure it's just constantly giving me cancer, but at least I don't have to clean it out.
Exactly.
Yep. Worth
It's
it.
true. Worth it.
Oh boy. Other ways you could help the show out, we'd appreciate it if you're using Apple Podcast. If you would rate, review, and subscribe if you have not already. Leave us them 5-star ball washes, kids.
Yeah. Them reviews actually push us up in the more visibility type range.
Yeah. Exactly. So, if you would please do that, we would greatly appreciate it. If you're using other podcast apps like Spotify or Stitcher, if they have a like or a share option, please use those to help us out. Or just retweet our show links, or share our Facebook posts, or, just tell your friends.
Be a stand-up enthusiast.
Mm-hmm. Please.
Yeah, join the enthusiast nation.
Very similar to the Rhythm Nation that Janet Jackson had.
It's very similar.
Except we can't dance anywhere near as good.
No.
No.
Ours has less dancing, more branding.
Yes. That makes sense.
Because if you want to join, if you want to get into the inner circle, you got to get the mark.
Oh my. Let's see. Speaking of social media, if you would like to suggest a Q of the W for us, we would appreciate it. You can email them to us at saltylanguage@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at Stunami.
You can find me at Monotony, kinda, sorta. You're better off finding me on Snapchat at salty_language.
I'm at Ninjutsu.
Or you can also hit us up on Instagram or Salty Language, or Salty Language everywhere. Salty Language taking over.
We are?
Shh.
We are.
It's a secret.
Yeah, I like it. I like it, man. So, what am I forgetting? Is there anything else?
I think we nailed it all, man.
All right. Well, again, all the social media links are right there on saltylanguage.com. Super convenient if you need to. Our codes for Snapchat are on there and stuff too. If you want to, we're on, YouTube's, so check that out. And I think we've covered it all. So I guess have a beer, you'll be fine.
Man, stay salty, people.
And have some podcast respect. Yes, savages.